Spider-Man from 2002 is the first movie in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, and this movie, along with X-Men, is they're both credited with revitalizing the superhero movie genre and also giving the Marvel a chance to be box office hits. But no, wait, are you guys forgetting about Blade? That was a box office hit as well in 1998. And speaking of Blade, is Blade, along with X Men and Spider Man, are they the official start of the MCU now? Because with all this multiverse stuff in the newest MCU movies, like originally Iron Man from 2008 was the start of it, with all the other movies existing in their own universes. But now that because of all these like multiverse crossovers with the MCU is connected to the Amazing Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, the original Blade trilogy, Daredevil and Elektra because Elektra's in Deadpool and Wolverine, the X-Men franchise. Yeah, it's connected with everything except for like the all three Punisher movies. That each of those were reboot. The 2003 Hulk movie and the what else? The Spider Verse movies. Yeah, those are the only Marvel related movies that are not connected to the MCU in a crossover so far. I wouldn't be surprised if the next Spider Verse movie though has MCU characters in it, like the MCU Spider Man Tom Holland in animated form. Would have been kind of cool if they did that though. Um, I just that's just a thought I've always been thinking since they started doing the multiverse thing. But whatever. Back to this movie. Um, I do like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, even the third one. I know a lot of people say it sucks. Sure, it has its flaws, but I like it, and I like the themes of forgiveness that one has. I'll get to that later when I review that. Um, I like how this movie introduces Spider-Man. Of course, I don't have to explain the origin story because we all know it bit by bit. That the Spider first uses his powers for money, but then after his uncle dies, he becomes a crime fighter, superhero. And the way he's introduced and the way he first realizes he has powers and he's scaling these walls and he's like doing the web slinging, like he just shoots one web and he like swings on it like it's a rope, or like he's George of the Jungle swinging on a vine and he crashes into this wall. It was funny. And the the wrestling match he has is with Bonesaw McGraw. I think he's played by a rare wrestler named Randy Macho Man Savage. Yeah, I like that fight. And I like the fight between him and Uncle Ben's killer. Um, and while he's Spider Man, the Green Goblin, well, I mean Norman Osborn, he's testing this super soldier gas serum that he makes that in his lab for the military that gives him an insane personality, split personality, turning him into the Green Goblin. I can't even talk right. And he's Spider Man to save New York from Green Goblin while also protecting MJ from the Green Goblin whenever she's a damsel in distress. Yeah. Uh, so the cast and crew, they all give good performances. Well, the crew, the direction, writing, screenplay, cinematography, stunts, fight choreography, martial arts, hand-to-hand combat are all handled excellently. It has great visual effects because what made these movie so popular and revitalizing the superhero genre is that the special effects and the CGI department had been upgraded more by then, where they could make it look more real. In my opinion, the CGI in early 2000s movies and 90s movies were a lot better than the CGI now. Now the CGI in movies, especially superhero movies, looks all cartoonish. The CGI in those look more realistic, in my opinion. Not all of them. Some of them have their flaws, like in The Mummy Returns with the CGI scorpion rock. But all right. I like the story. I like the themes in it about how choosing between hero being a hero and being a villain and using your powers for good and not evil. Like great power comes great responsibility. And the Green Goblin tries to recruit Peter at one point, saying, "In spite of everything you've done, eventually they'll hate you." He's talking to Spidey, not Peter, because he doesn't know Peter is Spidey. Uh, and later, Peter he sees a newspaper ad where it claims that he's working with the Green Goblin, and the police are after him now. But he doesn't. That doesn't stop him from doing the right thing and being the hero. And the romantic subplot with him and MJ, like he's been in love with her since he was little, and she recently broke up with Flash Thompson, and I do like the fight between him and Flash where he gives him his comeuppance, and the MJ she later starts dating Harry, and that was a bit of a stupid thing for Harry to do to his best friend because he knew that Peter always loved her, and but the excuse he made was like, "You never made a move on her," because yeah, I did. I mean, that was a dumb thing to. That was a mean thing to do, Harry. And there's one point where he tries to kiss her on the mouth. She like turns her head. Like, I mean, she's just baiting him because she. So I guess because she's trying to get over Flash or something. Whatever. And she realizes she does love Peter too. And Harry realizes this, and he tells his dad. And his dad, Norman Osborn, he's trying to be a better father, which makes him somewhat sympathetic, even though he's tries to rectify the situation, as he puts it, by kidnapping and trying to murder MJ, and Spidey has to save her. And um, and I do like the scenes where Norman Osborn, as a normal, when he's in his normal guy persona, he's arguing with his goblin persona. Like one scene, the goblin persona is like a reflection in the mirror, is talking to him. And in another scene, it's the mask hung up on the side of this chair. Like he hears the goblin's evil villain voice. I really like that. Those scenes. Those are some pretty cool scenes depicting inner turmoil. Even though he's evil and he deserves what he gets, Norman, I mean. And I like the goblin gadgets, like the pumpkin bombs that turn people into skeletons and make them turn to dust, and the gadgets on the glider, the rocket launchers, the blades. And the final showdown between Spidey and the Goblin is pretty awesome. Like Peter gets all angry, like Luke, and at the end of Return of the Jedi, and he basically uses the dark side to get out his rage and win the fight. Pretty awesome. And then Norman he takes off his mask and reveals who he is, and he tries to like talk Peter into like saying that was the goblin controlling me. I had nothing to do with it. But when he's talking like that, he's like pressing these buttons to make the glider come at Peter and kill him, and he tries to recruit Peter. The scene is also a Star Wars reference to me. It's like similar to the Empire Strikes Back scene where Vader tries to recruit Luke, and the and Peter says, "No, I already have a father. His name is Ben Parker." I love that moment. And he says, "Godspeed, Spider Man." The spider sense kicks in. He jumps up in the air when the glider comes at him, and it impales Norman. And before he dies, he says, "Peter, don't tell Harry." Uh, and oh yeah, when the glider comes at him, he's like, "Oh," and then the glider crashes and stabs him. But in the original script, he was supposed to say, "Oh fuck," but you couldn't say that because this is for kids, so they deleted that out. Well, it's mostly for teenagers and adults who will Spider-Man 2, but glad they didn't put that in there. If he said like, "Oh shit," that probably would have been a better for a kids movie, whatever. I don't think kids movies should have cussing in them though, but I digress. And there's some cool cameos that I like. Stan Lee has a cameo as this guy who saved this woman from falling off a balcony when the goblin shoots a rocket at it, and and uh, Bruce Campbell, he's a cameo as this wrestling announcer who gives he's responsible for giving Peter his Spider-Man name. Like Peter says, "What's your name, kid?" "It's the Human Spider." "Human Spider? It's the best name you can come up with." "Yeah." "Well, that sucks." "Next is a terrifying, the deadly, the amazing Spider-Man." Yeah, and like he's like, "You got my name wrong. It's a human spider." "I don't care, kid. Get out there." Yeah, really like that they put Bruce Campbell in that part. I didn't even know who Bruce Campbell was at the time I watched this. Oh, and here's a funny story. When this came out, I was dying to see it in theaters because there were a lot of movies I wanted to see in theaters that summer. Like the only one I got to see, I think, was Star Wars Episode 2, which I liked, and I also wanted to see Hey Arnold the movie, the Powerpuff Girls movie, Spider Man, the Scooby Doo movie. A lot of great movies came out that summer that I wanted to watch, but I think I missed all of them except for Star Wars. But when this came out on video, me and my mom, we were at Walmart getting groceries, and I'm like, "Oh, the new Spider-Man movie's over there in that rack." And I was looking at them all, and my mom snuck one. I didn't know she snuck one and bought it without me knowing. And when we got home, she said, "Hey, Brad, come look what's on TV." And it was a Spider-Man movie. She popped in the VCR, and we watched it together, and I really enjoyed it. And I've been a huge fan of Spider-Man ever since. This movie made me even more of a Spider-Man fan than I was then. And all right, that's all I gotta say for now. Thank you and God bless you. Bye. I give this movie 2 thumbs up.